If you just tune in right now, what's up? I'm Beto, and this is a conversation between you and I. So I'm going to talk to you. So get comfortable where you are, whatever that you're doing. It's a stream of thoughts. So essentially, I'm going to probably be all over the place, but we're going to get there as conversations always happen, right? So you're going to hear my voice and you're going to spit your thoughts back at me. And that's going to be our communication method, right? The title Is it time to leave America or time to become patriots? Now, is it time to leave America? That was very easy for me, right? So think about it like I watched a video today and there was a protest in France and they were burning things. And the French, how they give it up. I say the French, people say the French are like romantic. I think they're romantically violent. Maybe they're just romantic, but they make everything that they do, whether it's violent or it's not, there's romance in it. And it's just amazing, right? That how they were burning things. And for me, I was like, is this going to happen in America on a mass scale? The thing about America is, and this is something that I also realized today, this morning, because we are so drunk off entertainment, we don't see reality when it's hitting us in the face. Other parts of the world, real life happens right then and there in your face. So you have to deal with it right then and there in your face. America, we can live in this illusion that everything is going to be okay. You understand what I'm saying? America is, America takes care of its own. That's the truth. For somebody who has lived in other parts of the world, I in other parts of the world, when you're going through a situation, there's no help. There's a lot of places in the world where help is very difficult to find. Even calling the cops, they won't show up for hours. Calling the ambulance, like something harmful happens to somebody, that you love, they might lose their life because calling the ambulance would take a very, very long time. And a very long time is hours. You know what I'm saying? America is swift in things. And I think with that and entertainment, we just always assume that it's okay and it's going to be okay and we're going to figure it out. Now, I'm not saying that's not true, right? Because that's very possible that we will figure it out, as America always does. But looking at everything that's happening, right? It makes you wonder, are we going to figure it out this time? Like, how do you feel about that? Do you think that we're going to figure it out this time? You know, there's a it's a saying or a proverb from my country, Ghana, which is, if you see like somebody's like beard burning, then you have to go get water to kind of protect yours or prepare. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's like you live in a neighborhood, you done seen 10 people's cribs burning down. You at this point in time, you gotta like you gotta get ready. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get ready because you can't just think it's not going to happen to you. So if you looking at France and they burning shit down, you know, and you looking at other countries and this and that is happening over there, what is going to happen over here once the, that once we sober up from the drunkenness from entertainment, from the drunkenness from governmental support, from the drunkenness from our favorite celebrities, from the drunkenness of our reality shows, from the drunkenness of our movies, music in America is so powerful. It can make you forget about everything, make you forget about your real life. It can make you start dreaming other things. you know so all of that, once we sober up from all of that, right, what's going to happen? Is it war? What's going to happen? Are you going to lose it all? Are you going to go into depression, divorce, mental health issues? What kind of trauma are you not going to have to face that's going to choke you? Have you thought about that? And if I'm sobering you up, I'm sorry, but can't be drunk forever. So when I say, is it time to leave America? Should we run from the inevitable problems that's coming? Now, yes, other places in the world are messed up too, but there are places in the world, you know what they say, right? And you definitely heard this before. What goes up must come down, and what's down goes up. You know what I mean? The up and down of life. Like, just think about this, right? America's been up. So if it's going down, then those that's been down are going to go up. So when I say, is it time to leave America? Do you leave the sinking ship and then go elsewhere where you can build a new ship? Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm going to just use an example, and I'm going to say Ghana, right? A beautiful country, beautiful people, minerals. We know the pain. We know colonization. We know slavery. We know the past, but we know the hope and the future that the people there have, and the resilience that the people there have. So would that be a place to go and start a new life? Because then you can have the opportunity to build your own heaven, your own America, your own future in the place where opportunity is alive and growing. Or you stay here where opportunity might be dying and you might die off with it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, just try to imagine what I'm saying, because I'm not even trying to tell you what to do. I'm just trying to think with you, So I also said in the title, or time to become patriots. Now, if you understand anything about America, the national pride in America is heavy. Heavy. Oh, say America, United States of America, the best. It's like manifestation. America spoke so much of being the best, being home of the free, that we believed it, and we built the country. I'm not speaking, listen, don't do race talk right now. I'm just speaking about the spirit of America. That's what I'm speaking about. The spirit of America, where people literally believed in the spell. Home of the free, home of the brave, American dream. And so people dedicated their lives. People went to war. They fought. They died for this dream, this belief, this hope. And that's where the patriotism come from. This made these people, this spirit, this patriotic spirit, right? This, it made America alive and great. You understand what I'm saying? And there was no room to play victim because it was about winning. Life was a sport. Imperialism was a sport. America had the greatest propaganda to make invasion and infliction of American ideology to other parts of the world a normal thing, an okay thing. The people greenlit it and say, yes, let's go show other people how to be because we are the best. Let's go push our agenda on other people because that's the only way they will survive. They need this. It's almost like, you know, America told people in the world, y'all have a disease and we have the cure and you need the cure. And in ways that other people saw it as America's being violent towards them, other people saw it as America was curing people. The spell was different from this side. And over there, they saw the whole, how do I say this? The reality. They saw the whole reality far different, you know? And for the longest, Americans were so occupied with America, they didn't need to travel to other places of the world. So if you're not going to another place to see the trauma that your country is causing, and all you hear is your country telling you that you're great, you're amazing, you're brave, you live in a dream, you're gonna make it, this is the best place to be, why would you care about what you don't see? You know, it's only social media that makes people think that they care. There's so many things that I have snapped out of, and I just can't even believe that I was in those kind of delusion. Delusion it's an asset. Like ignorance is bliss. But you know, to tell you the truth, some of the things that I've kind of like swam out of, I I can't believe that I got in the waters of those. I remember when George Floyd died, and huge protests. I went there and I documented what was happening in DC at that time. And you know what's interesting is there were people who were so mad at their friends and other people in their circles because they didn't tweet about George Floyd's death, or make a video, or, you know, scream on the internet, you know, or virtually protest. And at that time, I wasn't one of those people who was mad that other people didn't post. You know, I believe that my contribution was documenting that moment. And if ever 1,000 years, 500 years, whatever years, somebody can watch what I saw and they can create their own narrative, they can have their own connection to it, and they can have their own understanding, and it can be history. What's better history than history that's visualized? You know what I'm saying? So when they say the revolution will be televised, I am glad that I have equipment that's been able to document things in life that, you know, hopefully may be around forever, to let other people that come after me see what it was like when I was here. It's very important to me. So George Floyd, and which fake outrage has become such a word that makes so much sense to me. You know, people have fake outrage, and I said, man, if you really, really was upset that George Floyd was dead in the way that he was murdered, you would probably strap a bomb to yourself and go blow up things. You wouldn't just tweet about it and be mad that other people are not tweeting. Outrage is not real. People were outside because They were trapped inside, and George Floyd was an excuse to go out and scream into the air and dance and play music. It was a festival. George Floyd's death was a festival for Americans who felt trapped because of COVID. That's the truth. That is the truth, man. That's what it was, you know? And after that, things went back to how things are. But are they always going to be like that? Now, if Americans really felt messed up from George Floyd's death, they would have been like France, what you may call Iraq. And I'm saying these places because, you know, some of these places, and don't focus on France or Iraq so much, focus on some of these places that really, really fight. And it's because they're really going through some things. And so when um a monk burns himself, just think about what is going on for a monk to burn themselves. Whatever is happening is so real to them or him that he lit himself on fire and died for the cause, whatever that cause is or was. So George Floyd was not enough to flip this country's head over. It was enough to write Black Lives Matter on the streets, though. It became art, symbolism. America's so beautiful. We turn everything into art. Oh, we make t-shirts. Oh, we write songs. We do this. And it's beautiful because I'm an artist, right? And I've been going through my own transformation, and literally I've shed, like I've all the things inside of me, all the ideologies I've had, all the addictions that I've had, um, all the things that, I felt I was holding on to, I've let it out. I don't have um huge record label money or huge production company money, but with my production company, I have created art, and I have told my stories in many different ways, many different formats, spoken word, talk, dialogue, just like this, rap, acting, all of it, you know, to let it out so that I can graduate and continue my journey as a man, um, in a new light and a new understanding. Let the past go, cherish the past, document it so you can always look back, use it as a lesson, use it as entertainment, use it as a medicine. Take from it, always come back and take from it and utilize it, to build a new way, a new path. And that's where I coined the term wazy, finding your way, and because I'm a man, I I um I embodied it through manhood, but anybody can, um, subscribe to ways however they feel it helps them. Because to me, life is about finding your way, making a way, and becoming a way. That's why I said Hove is a god. You know, 50 Cent is a god. You know, Tupac is a god. You know, and I had to diss Plato. I said Plato was a peasant. But I had to say that because that was to open um my people's eyes. Okay. So Hove found a way, right? He made a way for himself, his family, and now he's become a way that it's a blueprint that you can literally study and it can help you. There's codes in that. you know, 50, Pac, so you don't just got to look at Plato as the greatest. There's so many other people who are great, who have gone through many transformations in front of the world. And those transformations that they have gone through, we celebrate it as art, but they've given us a lot of codes and messages, and they can have an impact and they can lead you. You don't got to do, what they did, right? Just follow their moves and, refrain from their mistakes and learn their moves that gave them that accomplishment that we all dream of, or that you are dreaming of, right? Whatever that you're looking for. Um, so when it comes to art in America, it's beautiful. But when the art is finished, right? When the art is done, um, that reality, the logical aspect of things, how do we operate there? And I'm asking you, how do we operate there right now? Because what is going to happen? You know, is there going to be more mass shootings, robberies, deaths? You know, the economy is messed up, right? I've made a lot of money in the economy through stocks, crypto, dealing with people. The economy is messed up. Stocks is messed up. Crypto, which was a dream, which was a hope, messed up. You know, struggle is everywhere. I know it's not everybody that is willing to go out online and, put it out there or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? But I know everybody's having their own experience right now. I know everybody's having their own experience right now, especially in America. The it's like human consciousness is like one brain. So when the brain is going through something, we all feel it. Like when COVID happened, it was a connection. We all felt similar. Like right now, we all are feeling similar. You know, people are lost. We're all trying to figure it out. Things are not the same. Um, and for me, you know, having these conversations with you is one way of coping. Um, I've done it in many different formats. Sometimes, popping the biggest shit, um, creating dramatic content, film, um, on poetry, spoken word, many different ways. But in this format, I like this too because it's very personal, and I like to have this conversation with you, and hopefully it gives you um, a spark. It opens um, the eyes inside of your brain into a world that you need to transform into, so we can all leave where we are right now and get into something else that and it might take a struggle. We don't know. It might be war. We don't know what is going to happen for us to get to the next phase of the human journey. So as the human journey is happening, the individual journey is happening as well. But you got to prepare yourself for the best and the worst. But you got to prepare yourself to be able to survive whatever that's about to happen to you. You have to prepare yourself to be able to survive that. You have to. And don't run, you know. And if you're running, you're not running away or running from it. You are running to get what you need to survive it. You are running to get whatever help you need. You are running to help somebody. You're running to do something. But we all got to be on the move. You understand what I'm saying? You got to be on your move, whether it's thinking, creating, inventing, whatever it is, you got to be on the move. And you can do that in America, or you can do that outside of America. But I asked the question: is it time to leave America or time to become patriots? Because the Patriots, they always fought for America. They went to Vietnam to fight. Is this patriotism when Black Americans fought for America and didn't even get the 40 acres, and they didn't burn this country down? Is that patriotism? Do they love America so much that they didn't want to burn down a country that lied to them, that they died for, and they didn't get their 40 acres and mules? What is that? Is that patriotism? Is it? I'm asking you. You know, So is it time to be a patriot again and say, whatever it takes, I'm going to stand with America and ride for America and get through this together, or I'm gonna leave and start afresh somewhere else. This is something I'm constantly thinking about, and you should be thinking about too. Um, and don't get it twisted. Even like leaving does not necessarily mean, because things should not always be dramatic. Leaving does not necessarily mean that you don't come back, right? Sometimes you got to step out and then come back, you know, because when you stand outside of the situation, it gives you the perfect view. So if you're living in Atlanta, move to Texas. If you're in Texas, move to LA, move around. We might need a human migration. That's what always happened, right? When human beings hit the peak of where they was at, they always moved. That's why movement has always happened, you know. Always people have always been on journey, on foot, on horses, in planes, ships. It's always happened. So what is it time for if you are in America? If you are not in America, I'm having this conversation with you, but you're not in America. Think about it in your own way, in your own language, and in your own situation. You know. Um, so for me personally, when I was done creating my project, the beginning of ways, where I use myself to reflect the journey of manhood, and I presented it in the most transparent and rawest format that I could, with no apologies. I just let myself go, and I created it. I created and I created and I created. I created. I created. I created. I created. And I put myself out there. It freed me to prepare for a new. You know, not to say now I'm a changed man, and no, but to build and create. Because one of the things that I thought about was like, what do I own that is like of value? And if I don't, then I need to create that. What can I pass down as an inheritance? Nothing was passed down to me. So I'm going to live and die and not be able to have anything to pass on down? Oh, hell nah. Man, these little thoughts, people talking trash about how I look, or people saying this and that about my content. Oh my God, that's meaningless. The real life is actually being able to make a sacrifice and build something for yourself that people who come after you can thrive off of, you know, being able to document life so people who come after you can have something like a Bible, something to stand on and say, okay, this is what it was like. Give them a map. Being a part of this human consciousness, this universal consciousness, this universal connection. That's what's become important to me. Connecting with the world. That's what's become important to me. You know what I'm saying? And looking to what suits me, what benefits me, what adds on to the gold that I mind, that I'm refining. That's what's important. And that's my my mission. And when the art has, been created, and now I'm thinking logically, now I'm putting a value on myself. And you should too, you know. What do you have of value that we can trade? What do you have of value that we can show the world? You know, what do you, when I think about money, everybody has money. laying somewhere. But people are holding on to it because they're afraid. They're scared. So they holding on to their bread like, I'm not gonna spend, I'm not gonna invest, I'm not gonna do nothing. Everybody holding their money. The world needs a reason to give it up. And it's not about robbing them, because you rob, you only can do it one time, right? Or twice, get caught. No, there has to be something that connects people, where people will start spending, you know, giving the money out, creating value, renaissance, you know, people putting a price on themselves, what they create, their value, all of that. That will have people put money back into the world, the market. That's something that I think about. I don't know what you think about, but hopefully you are thinking, and not just thinking. Hopefully you are creating and building. Um, I believe that praying is not enough if you're not building anything for God to help you with the foundation, and help you with the mid foundation, and help you with the completion. You have to be building something. You know, you can't just pray and say, God, bring me a car. You got to go to the dealership. You got to have something, and then magically God is gonna add on to whatever you need. But you got to have some steps taken for God to give you the wind to be able to fly. You got to take some steps for God to give you the fire you need to be able to stay in the sky. You understand what I'm saying? So I asked the question again: is it time to leave America, or time to become patriots? Where do you stand? Do you want to leave America and connect with other parts of the world because you are human? You're not just American. You are off the earth. You're not just off your hood or your neighborhood. And everybody that's outside of you have something to offer that you probably don't even know about. You can go live in um India, and the next thing you know, you started this great business of something that they were lacking over there in India. And look at you now. Whoa. You was living in Compton a week ago. Now you in India 2 weeks later, and you got a business, and the people over there love you. You making money, and you can take some of the money and bring it back to your people in Compton. Because the people got the money. We got to find a way to go and get it. We got to find a way to make people cough it up. Cough it up. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I just want you to think like I'm thinking. And as we all think together, I think it becomes a powerful thing, and we manifest. But I'm building, I'm not just thinking. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I really do hope that you heard where I was coming from, and you understood me, even in ways where I'm streaming, so all thoughts is gonna flow, right? Um, and if you agreed, understood, did not agree, did not understand, whatever feeling, whatever thoughts, whatever ideas that you had um, from this conversation, and there's more to come. Okay, follow at Ground Voices on all platforms. On Instagram, it's going to be at Ground Voices underscore IG. And on YouTube, it's Ground Voices. TikTok, it's Ground Voices. Um, so basically, this is what I want to do. This is one of the things that I want to produce. And I hope you can help me with that. And if you personally cannot, then take this and send it to somebody that can, or somebody that you think will have interest in that. The whole world is going through a transformation. We see it, we feel it. I want to know what's going on in other parts of the world, right? So Ground Voices as a platform, I want like 1 minute videos of what you're going through, what you're experiencing, what's happening in your home, what's happening with your friends. Just take your phone, look in front of your camera, and speak for 1 minute. If you're in France, say, hey, this is what's happening in France. If you're in Morocco, say, hey, this is what's happening today. Say, hey, this is what I want. This is what I'm looking for. This is, you know what I'm saying? Just utilize that 1 minute and tell your story. And I'm gonna just say it. Update us. Update the world through Ground Voices. Because the way I look at Ground Voices, I created it as like the people from the ground speaking. So not the CNN guy who is making millions and who is, on the top, right? Those are like top voices. We are ground voices. We are the people. So it's like update us on what's happening in your city. Update us on what's happening in your life. Update us. Everything should be an update, should feel like an update. And then people would just, want to know more about your updates, right? So when you take your camera and you film yourself for 1 minute and you update us on what you're going through, what you're experiencing in this time of this world, um, send it to Ground Voices underscore IG, right? That's the Instagram account. Send it there and we will post it on all our platforms. And 25 years, 30 years from now, I promise you, you will get to tell the story again. And especially with us documenting it now, imagine the value that it's going to have when you look back and you say, during COVID, after COVID, when the world was in shambles, this was what I was experiencing. And Ground Voices stored those updates. Ground Voices showed it to the world at the time and stored it for me 25 years later. I promise you, this is one of the best investments you will ever make. And it's free. You are the value. You. You're the capital. Your voice matters. You are essentially the most important thing. Because if you die today, none of this matters. Yeah, we're still gonna be here going through this, but you're not. We don't, and what's happening here is not gonna matter. So imagine if you die today and you don't live how you wanted to live. You're gonna be somewhere pissed, or maybe you're not even gonna care what's happening here. But either way, just think about it while you're alive. You'd be like, damn, man, these are the things that I didn't want to do. Man, I should have done them. And that's how I felt when I looked at fake outrage. And I'm like, fake outrage has held me back from so many things that I wanted to express, so many things that I wanted to do, because I was like, if I do this, people are going to say this. And I'm one of the people who have actually done a lot of things that I want to do against other people's like reactions and whatnot. But I still want to get to a whole new level of myself. I'm exploring myself and I'm like literally just okay putting myself out there, and it's like I need to do more of that. I can't hide. I don't want to hide. Don't want to hide. You know what I'm saying? My thoughts, my feelings, because one of the most powerful tools that I have is my voice. So I'm gonna utilize it, right? Um so you utilize yourself, the capital, your voice, um, and update the world on what you're experiencing right now. And there's more of this to come. Um, if I was to say anywhere, you know what? Subscribe to the YouTube, subscribe to the TikTok, and subscribe to the Twitter, and subscribe to the IG. And I'm going to utilize all those platforms to update you guys. Um, and me and you are going to continue having these conversations. And as the community builds and forms and shapes, you're going to meet other people outside of myself that you will find value in, that you may be able to build and create something with and share a world with, you know? And I welcome everybody. And you. Um, I'm setting myself free. Of course, I'll build boundaries as I develop the new world that I'm creating, because that's how life is. But I'm open. Thanks for listening and enjoy your day.